record. Oops. Did I hit record? Give me 1 second here. Yeah, okay, so we're recording. All right, guys, welcome to our incentive trip conversation. My name is Lynn Post, and I am your Senior Executive Director. I'm excited to be on here tonight with you all and share with you my plan and really kind of why I think you should work to be on this trip with us in 2022. So in case you haven't heard, we are going on a trip. These pictures right here that I'm sharing with you all are some of our past trips. I have been on 10. I've earned, well, I'm confused on how many I've been on and how many I've earned because we had to have some cancel. Like I was supposed to go in April on one that I earned, and it ended up being canceled because of the pandemic. But anyway, I've been to Punta Cana, to the Hard Rock with 31 2 other times. We went, I think it was in 2013 and 2016 or somewhere around in there. We've been to Atlantis. I've been to the Moon Palace in Cancun twice, thanks to 31. Been to the Riviera Maya, and last year we went to Hawaii, thanks to 31. So gone to a lot of places, and I want you all to know that the Hard Rock in Punta Cana is my husband and I's favorite place, okay? This is an amazing resort, and the service was just fantastic. It's just such a great time. And so as you can see by these pictures, we spend time together as a team, and you're definitely on your own and you can do whatever you want to on these trips, but I like to be with you and hopefully you like to be with me. So we try to connect sometime during the trip. What I love about Punta Cana, oops, I'm gonna mute. The pools are all about 3 or 4 foot deep, and we all just gather in the pool. So this is us, and this will be you if you decide to join us in Punta Cana. The water is fantastic, and we all congregate in the pools together. So it's just a whole lot of fun. What I want to do is I've got 2 other leaders who are going to join me to talk about how we earned our trips, okay? So I've earned a lot of them, but I love to tell the story of the very first trip that I earned because I think as a consultant, if you're working to earn the trip, I don't want you to be me the way I was back in 2010 when I earned my trip. I want you to work consistently throughout. So my first trip happened in 2010, and back then the earning was a lot different than it was now. We had a certain requirement of how many people we had to sponsor. I had to sponsor and qualify 10 people in 6 months. And I had certain team sales requirements, and then I had certain personal volume requirements. They were all set. It's not anything like it is now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. But so we had certain requirements that we had to meet in order to earn the trip, and we had to be a director. So now you don't have to be a director. I'm going to tell you in a little bit why I think you should, but you don't have to be a director to earn the trip, but back then you did. And so I promoted to director in March of 2010. The earning period ended in May 2010. So as you can tell, and during the 6 months, I just had 2 months that I was a director. And in March, really kind of April, I realized I could earn the trip. Guys, I didn't even know I could earn a trip. Okay, so I just been doing what I was doing and promoted to director because that was a goal of mine back then. And so promoted to director in March of 2010. And I had some of the requirements, but I didn't have all of them. And for me, I didn't have the sales requirement. In those 6 months, I had to sell $10,000. And I think about it now, and to me, it's a little comical because right now, I don't think that that's a whole lot. Back then, it seemed like a huge amount. Okay. I had been consistently selling about 1,000 to 1,500 every single month before March. Okay. And so I promoted to director and all of that stuff. And then March came and I realized I could earn the trip and I was short. And guys, I was a lot short. I was $6,000 short. Okay. And I had 2 months to make up that sales volume. Okay. I'd met all the other requirements. It was just up to me to make it happen by selling more. Never in my 31 career had I ever sold more than like 2,500 during a calendar month. Okay. So here I was faced with the challenge to, sell $6,000 in 2 months. So it was really 3,500. It was about $7,000. So I had to sell 3,500 in April, and I had to sell 3,500 in May to earn the trip. And what I realized was when I set my mind to do that, when I knew that that was my goal, that I actually could do it. So in April of 2010, I sold a little shy of my goal. I sold 3,200. Okay, so it was a little shy of my goal, but I knew that I could get pretty close. And so I figured in May, I was going to be able to make up the difference and do it. And so in May of 2010, I was really scared because I did not want to, can you imagine missing I never didn't even have a passport back then. Like imagine earning the trip of a lifetime or almost earning the trip of a lifetime by $300 that you didn't sell. Okay. Or something crazy like that. And so, I decided to do what I call put the pedal to the metal. I just was all in, gonna earn this trip, gonna make it happen, not gonna miss this by just a few hundred dollars. So I ended up in May of 2010 having more parties than I'd ever had in my 31 career. I had 13 parties in 1 month. And guys, my goal was to sell 3,700 because I had to make up a little bit from the month before. And I sold over $6,000 that month. I'm really proud of that because I want you all to know that I had never done that before. So if you're sitting here thinking, I've never even done anything like this, I don't even sell that much right now. I just want you to know that you don't have to, that you can decide to. And when you decide to do it, like I decided to do it, and you're willing to put in the work to make it happen, like I put in the work to make it happen, that it will. Okay, it will happen if you are consistent and work hard throughout it. And I did it at the very end. I do not want you all to do that. It was very stressful. And I'm just going to tell you, back then it was like it is now. So the first level, I'm going to show you on a little bit. The first level, you earn just for one person, just for one person. That's what I did in my very first trip. I earned just for me. And there was a buy-in option back then where we could have paid for my husband to go. But guys, we didn't have any money. I was doing 31 to make extra money. I didn't have $2,000 laying around that I could all of a sudden just decide to take my husband with me on a vacation. So he didn't go. He didn't go. I went by myself. It was one of the very best decisions I ever made in my 31 career because I met a lot of people and still connected to them until this day, all because of that trip that I went by myself. And when you go as a single earner, they do pair you with another 31 consultant. Okay, so and I'm sure they haven't. I don't. Unless they've updated the FAQs. When I looked before, it didn't say that they were going to do that, but they did do that before. Okay, so you were rooming with somebody else that had earned the trip at that time. Okay, so I imagine they'll still follow that, but it was the best decision of my life. So if you earn just for one and you're like me and you can't afford it, I don't want you to worry about that. I still want you to go because we'll be there and you're going to have a great time. I just know it. So anyway, so that's my story. I hope that gives you a little bit of inspiration to earning. And now I want to start. How about Sarah? Sarah, will you pop on here and share? This is Sarah Cooner. She is going to share her story of earning her incentive trip. So take it away. I'm going to mute myself.
Sure. So before we get started with my story, I just wanted to show you that one of my favorite things about the trips is the things that they give us. I'm such a nerd, I know. But I love this. This is like one of my favorite things. I take it to my parties and I get really crazy silly with it. They gave it to us the year I earned the Atlantis trip. And then I also have on my shirt that they give us a shirt every year too. So I love the extra goodies that we get along with the trip, as if it weren't enough, right? Um, like Lynn said, I'm Sarah, if you don't know me, and I've been with 31 since 2013. I have earned 5 trips with 31, and I am going to Punta Cana 2022. I have been to Punta Cana before with 31, and it, like Lynn said, it is absolutely phenomenal. Um, so for all the trips I've earned, my goal has always been to earn it with a couple of months to spare. I'm not a last minute person. I'm very much like if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. So I definitely don't ever want to be down to the wire with earning the trip. I normally reach that goal. However, the year we were earning for Atlantis, I was super last minute and I was so very stressed. It was like midnight the night before, and we still weren't sure, like we were down to the wire. I had worked really hard during the earning period. I had done just about everything that I could do PV wise to earn that trip. And it all came down to I needed one more Pika to earn it. And I really didn't have anybody on my radar, but I was still determined to get there. I was still trying to figure out who I could reach out to all the way till like the week before the incentive period ended. So I had no idea what I was going to do until I think it was 1 week before the earning period ended. A home office lead came across my email. That is another perk of promoting the leadership, which I'm sure Lynn will mention. But I got a home office lead who decided to join. And I reached out to her right away. We started working really hard. I was like, oh my gosh, like there's only a week, but I know we can do this. So I offered her a little incentive from me if she hit $1,000 by the end of the month. And she worked so hard together with me to get there. She legit qualified at 11:45 p.m. on the last day. Nick and I, my husband and I, were like sitting in bed watching the phone, like, what is going to happen? I've never been so stressed, but also so relieved and proud of myself all at the same time because I didn't give up. Like Lynn said, of course, we don't want you all to be, or us, to be last minute this time. We have 16 months. So, but I share this because I didn't give up and I wasn't going to give up. I was earning that trip. Because the best part of it was that I got to be there with one of my very best friends, Kim, who's on this call too. That rock star earned it even way before I did. So super special time to share with her as well as all of you who were there. And I just want to say that, this trip that we're earning for Punta Cana is going to take consistency. It's going to take making a plan, which Lynn's going to help you with tonight. And it's going to take work, but it is so worth it. You just feel so good about yourself being able to earn it. It's so special. Something that my husband and I look forward to every year. We normally wouldn't splurge on something like this. So being able to go with 31 for free is huge for us. If I can do it, I know that you all can too. So.
Thank you. Love that. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so let's hear from Megan Hatfield. She's going to share a story of her earning the trip. Megan, are you out there? I think I saw you.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm so excited that you guys are all on here tonight. And I will be with the company for 4 years next month. So it's super exciting. I have earned 2 incentive trips. And I'm going to talk about the first one that I earned, which was Hawaii. Now, Hawaii was really similar to this trip because of how you earned it. And it was a 12-month earning period. And I was so excited when they announced the trip to Hawaii. I was like, Lynn, I've got to do this. Like, I have to do this. This is like the opportunity of a lifetime. My husband and I would never spend that kind of money to go on a vacation like that. without, being able to go for free. And so in the beginning, I was so motivated, so excited. And the thing about a long earning period is that you tend to lose that motivation at some point. And so I'm going to go with what Lynn and Sarah said, that consistency is everything. And having the accountability with another person or another group of people is huge. It really is. I'll say like the first couple of months, of course, I did good. I was, going with the flow. And then around the 6-month mark, I was like, I just don't ever see this happening. Like in my mind, I started to really doubt myself because you don't, like, the points do come at the end, more so because you start promoting or you start having your girls qualifying. And so the more points do come at the end or like later on. Okay. So you put the work in up front and the points, they come in eventually. And so it was so important to remember that. And I didn't see that, as a new director. I just saw the fact that I was so far from my goal. And so I was ready to give up. And Lynn sent me a card and was like, I believe that you can do this. I want you in Hawaii with me. And I put that card on my desk at school and looked at that card every single day for the next 6 months and realized that I could do it. And every time I wanted to give up, I promise you that card was what kept me going. And I knew in my mind that that was something I really wanted. And if I really wanted it, then I needed to go after it. And so what Lynn said at the beginning about making that decision, you have to decide it's something you want. Because if it's not something that you truly want, you're not going to be willing to do what it takes to get to that goal. And so I did end up earning Hawaii, and it was toward the end, but it wasn't down to the last minute. It was at the end of the last month. And so then my next one, which was the cruise we didn't get to go on, I made sure I wasn't going to do that. I actually earned level 1 pretty early on into the earning period and earned level 2 by the end of it. So I was really proud of myself for, going and pushing at the beginning, because that is really what it takes to get to that point that you don't feel stressed at the end.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So hopefully both of those stories were inspiring to get you motivated to say, okay, yes, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to work for it. I want to share my screen again. I've got a nice little PowerPoint here that hold on here. It's not popping up the way it should. Screen is not working. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Whoop. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the trip is back. You can find out. First of all, I want you to know all the details that I'm going to go over tonight are on 31today.com under program and events, Punta Cana. Okay. If you don't have a note paper and pen nearby, you might want to get that. I'm going to start spouting off some things, and hopefully I'm not going to go too quickly, but I do have a lot of information that I want to share. So it might be a good idea for you to take some notes about it. I am recording this, so hopefully we'll be able to go back and watch all of this again. But so the trip is back. We have an earning period that's 16 months long. Okay, that's a very long time. We've never had an earning period that long. The longest one that we had was for Hawaii, and I felt like that was long. So guys, this is a long haul, and we've got to be really consistent. And like Megan said, the motivation to stick with it, I've got some things in place that we're going to hopefully help each other do that, but it's going to be really important that we stay focused for those 16 months. And then we're traveling in April of 2022. Okay, so April 2022, the dates are on the website. I didn't put them on this slide. They may be on another one, but they have all the dates set, so we know exactly when we're going to go. And all consultants, it doesn't matter what your title is today, all consultants are able to go on the trip. And in fact, it doesn't matter what your title is at the end of the earning period. Okay, as long as you've got the points, that's all that matters. You do not have to be a director at all. Sometimes we've had to earn it during or whatever, but not this time. You can be a consultant the entire time through the earning period. So you can earn, down here at the bottom, it says how you earn, and we're going to be able to earn our way. So we're going to earn whatever works for you. Okay, you're going to get to decide what path you want to take to earn the trip. And we call it playing to our strengths. So whatever you feel like your strength is, you're going to be able to focus on that. And if you wanted, I think on a video on the Winner's Circle, I said, if you wanted to sell $75,000 to earn the trip in 16 months, you can do that. Okay. And people do that. So I don't want you to think that's impossible. People do that. I'd personally like to see it a little bit more well-balanced, but you can choose however you want to do it. It's totally up to you. You earn the trip your way. Okay. So the big picture for the trip is that there are 3 levels to earn it. Okay, so 3 levels based on your points. The first level starts at 75,000 points, and that's a trip for 1. So I want you to remember that is a trip for 1. You can buy in, but like I told you, when I first earned my trip for 1, I didn't have the money to buy in. So if that's going to be you, I don't want you to worry about that because we've got you on this, okay? It's going to be a great time, and I want you there, whether you're there by yourself or you're buying your sister, your mother, your husband, whoever in for the trip, okay? The Rockstar level 2 is for 2. Okay, it does include the hotel stay and everything for 2. And guys, I just need to point out that this Punta Cana, the thing I love the most about us going to Punta Cana is that it's an all-inclusive resort. Literally, you pack your bags and you go there and you don't have to spend another dime. Okay, I really want you to hear me say that because cruises and stuff like that, I felt the weight of money being spent on my head before we left. On this trip, you will not have to spend another dime once you get to that resort, okay? Everything's going to be paid for. All your meals are paid for. All your drinks are paid for. And of course, your hotel room is paid for. Everything is paid for. So pack your bags and go, all right? So there also is, I forgot to mention, there also is a credit. So you do get sort of you get money with earning each trip. And they're doing the credit, at least I feel like they're doing the credit to help us with airfare on those first 2 levels. Okay, airfare is not included. Airfare is not included on the first 2 levels, okay? It tells you what you get, 1,600 or 1,200, okay? It's based, or 600, sorry, 600 or 1,200. And then the Super Rockstar level 3 is the trip for 2 with round trip airfare. And you do get to stay an extra night with that level 3. Okay, and it says some extra fun surprises and stuff like that. So that's a really cool level. We've had people on our team earn the highest level before, so that's definitely possible. You get to pick which level do you think would be the best for you, okay? The thing to remember too, down here highlighted at the bottom, if you decide not to travel, you will not get any money. You do not get the cash payout. You do not get anything. So it's either you go on the trip or you don't. And that's going to be totally up to you. Okay, there is no buyout for this trip. So to earn the trip, you can earn it several different ways. First of all, and I'm going to go through each of these in detail in a second, but you can earn it through your selling, okay, through your personal volume. So anytime we sell, that's called our personal volume. We can earn it by sponsoring other consultants onto our team, okay? So when I sponsor a consultant onto my team, when she sells her first $1,000, she becomes qualified, and we call her a PICA. Okay, so a PICA is somebody who's joined with me and who has sold her first $1,000. Okay, she becomes a qualified consultant at that point. So when you have somebody join your team from September 1st, 2020 on, and then they qualify, they sell that first $1,000, they become a PICA for you, okay? The other way that we can earn is through team volume. Now, this one I want you to pay particular, circle this or whatever, because this one is for directors and above, okay? So team volume. If you're not a director, you'll see that column in your virtual office under your reporting, okay? So if you went to your reports and current downline, you would all see, whether you're a director or not, it doesn't matter. Everybody can see their virtual office reporting. You would see team volume. However, I need you to make sure to remember that this team volume does not count unless you are paid as a director or above. Okay, so that's a big thing. For those of us that are leaders, our directors are above, it's that paid at. You have to be paid at to earn the volume and then, or to earn the points. And then these points are earned every single month. Okay, so if in September, I'm a director and my team sells $5,000 in September, I earn 500 points for September. If they do it again in October, I earn another 500 points in October. So every month that I'm paid at my title of director or above, I'm going to earn those points. Okay, so guys, I'm going to tell you, this is like points if you're not a director, you're going to miss out on these points. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but that area is for directors and above. And then of course, if you promote, you get a huge amount of points, 4,000 points for promoting. So if you promote to director in January, you're going to get 4,000 points for doing that. If you have somebody on your team who promotes during the earning period, you also get 4,000 points. So if we promote or somebody on our personal team promotes, we're going to get those 4,000 points for that. Okay. Okay. So if, and Megan and Sarah both mentioned this, if you are thinking about a leader, like now is the time, okay? I'm not saying you have to be a leader tomorrow, but during these 16 months, this is your time to promote. It's going to help you if you do, okay? So if you've ever thought about becoming a 31 leader, now really is the best time because you're going to get those points for promoting. It's just like, I like to think of it as it's saving me from selling $4,000. Okay, I don't have to do that. I can promote and get the points that way. So it says if you promote to director or above during the 16-month earning period, your team volume will begin counting the month you're first paid as a director. Okay, so if you promote in January, your team volume does not count for September, October, November, December. It will count in January. So you'll start earning those team volume points. And it's not that big of a deal. I've got some scenarios to show you. You can still make it happen doing it that way, okay? So there's a ton of perks to leadership. If you haven't already thought about it, I want to kind of entice you with all the perks. Again, Sarah and Megan both mentioned some of these perks, but they're all listed right here. You get a pink Cindy tote when you promote. It's just sent straight to your house right as soon as you promote. You also earn a $1,000 bonus. I don't know if you know that, but when you promote to a director, you have the opportunity in your first 3 months to earn that $1,000 bonus, and it's very achievable. And I expect every leader that promotes to earn it. So, and most of them do. So you can expect to get another $1,000 for that. Of course, you're going to get points for the leadership incentive trip. You get home office leads, which are leads that are sent to us from the company. For example, I booked a party tonight with a girl starting September 16th. That was a home office lead. She wanted to have a party. She looked up 31 on the website. They sent me her name and info. I contacted her and boom, I've got another party on my calendar for September because of that home office lead. We do earn more money as leaders, so there's extra income as well as overrides from our team sales. We get to go to a special summit in January in Texas. I'm praying that we get to go to that. You can be on Leadership Council and PAC. There's incentives just for leaders. Some of you all saw we got to buy a special pack for that had that navy denim window shopper in it. So that was just a leader only perk. So lots of special perks that leaders get. So aside from helping you in the trip, I really feel like there's many other perks that are out there for you. Okay, so how to earn the trip. How can I do it? So you get to decide, but guys, I really need to tell you tonight, tomorrow, before the end of the week, I need you to have a very solid plan for earning it. Now, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and goal setting. When I first started with 31, I never set a goal. And how come I never set a goal? Because I was afraid I wouldn't reach it. Okay, that's a true story about Lynn Post. She did not set goals because she didn't want to feel like she failed. That's the truth. So I had a girl on my team who set goals and she failed all the time. She would set these high goals and fail. But you know what? She was killing it. And I watched her and thought, oh my gosh, she's setting goals. Like, I need to set goals. And she actually, because of her failing at her goals, she set them and failed and set them and failed. But still, she was reaching so high, she gave me the courage to do it. Okay, so really want to give you the courage to set a goal. It's okay if we fail. Just like when I earned my first trip, that first month, I did not reach my goal that I had set more fast. I failed. I was supposed to sell 3,500 and I only sold 3,200. So we've got to have a clear plan. We've got to have the goals all mapped out. I really promise this is the way to do it. Map it out. Sales, I've got big and in bold on this slide because it is our #1 way to earn the trip. I have control over what I sell, okay? That's it. I don't have control over what my team sells. I don't have control over a new consultant who joins my team if she sells anything or not. I don't have control over those things, okay? Selling is my #1 way to earn the trip. Okay, so I've got to be solid in my sales. So that's the #1 thing. We've got to be willing to sell. Okay. The second way is PICAs, which we talked about people joining our team. The third way is our team sales. And then the fourth way is by promoting. Okay, so let's look at each one of those. We get a 1 point for every dollar we sell. Okay, 1 point for every dollar we sell from now until December 2021. Want you to remember that that's 2 fall selling periods. We've never had that in a trip before. Never. 2 fall selling. To me, they're handing it to me on a silver platter. Okay. I've got 2 fall selling periods. Those are 3 months, October, November, and December, that I personally knock it out of the park and sell as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to do that this year, and I'll do it again next year. So that's going to really solidify my sales. PICAs, I love sponsoring. I love having new consultants join my team. This is my jam. I earned Leadership Council as one of the top 31 consultants in our company for PICAs. I love this. So this will be high for me. I know that this is my area that I play in, okay? If that's you want to have some high PICAs, go for it, okay? I am all for earning the points this way. Hawaii was earned. I had 13 PICAs in 12 months with Hawaii, okay? That wasn't the requirement, but that's what I did. So you can do it, okay? We can get a lot of points through PICAs. And I always think that's $2,000 that I don't have to sell, okay? I'm going to get it through the PICAs. I love this edition of our team volume. This is a great way to reward leadership. So the team volume, again, that $5,000 in sales as a team. By the way, guys, your sales count in this team volume. Your sales count. So when you're a director, your sales count towards your team volume. So if as a director, I'm already committing to selling 2,500 every single month, I'm getting half of that 5,000. Okay, just myself. So maybe I could reach even higher than that. Maybe I'm going to get 10,000 or whatever. So these numbers are very, very achievable because our sales are in these team volume numbers. Okay. Notice down here it says team volume points are the same for all levels of leadership. They've done different things throughout the years where different levels have had to have different requirements and stuff like that. It's not like that. All levels are earning the same, okay, the exact same way. And do notice there, it does say paid at. Okay, when you promote to director, you'll get more info about what paid at means, but I just want all my leaders to know it is paid at your title. So you do need to be paid at director or above in order to earn those team points. And then here we've got these bonus, these are like bonus points. When I'm figuring my scenarios, this isn't, unless I'm a new director. Okay, so some of y'all are going to be new directors. You can count your points at that point. I am not counting on any promotion bonus points. Those bonus points are what's going to get me up to, you know, the rock star level or the #1 level or whatever are going to be these promotion points. This, again, I don't have control over that. I can't say during the earning period, I'm going to earn 12,000 bonus points for promotions. I mean, I hope, I would hope that would happen, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So this is kind of for me, I like to use this as the icing on the cake. Okay. So here again, just to remind you, are the 3 levels that we're earning: the star level, rock star, and super rock star level. Okay. And remember, this 1,200 or 600 is going to help buy your plane ticket. Now I'm going to tell you, your plane ticket to Punta Cana from here is not going to cost anywhere near that. Okay, so you're going to have extra money. I would be able to probably get a Punta Cana flight for 500 or less, I would think. So this is going to be more than enough money for the plane ticket. Okay. And there is that extra buy-in if we want to for 1,400. And remember, if you earn for one, you're going to room with people. Usually they let you pick your roommate. So if you're on the team with somebody and you're both like, my husband can't get off work, or I don't have the 1,400 to buy my husband in, or whatever, they'll let you pick your roommate. Okay, at least they did before, and I'm sure that they'll do that exact same thing again. All right, so this is where you're going to look at my scenarios. Okay, and I'm going to share, I actually created an Excel spreadsheet. So I know some of you all are into Excel and some of you aren't. If you're not, I want you to write on a piece of paper this, okay? Put the months across the top and put the 3 columns. So I've got PV, PICAs, and team sales. Those are my 3 areas. So in this first scenario, if y'all will look at me here for a second at this first idea, this is somebody that is going to promote to a director. This is somebody that's starting off as a senior consultant or consultant. In September, you sold $2,000. 3,000 in October, 3,000 November, 3,000 December, 3,000 January. This is me saying this, okay? You get to make it up to be whatever you want it to be. And then so on, okay? They've recruited 10 people and they've qualified, okay? If you don't want to sell this much, you need to add more PICAs. Okay, you can adjust those. And the team sales, because they're promoting to director, I have them promoting in January. They're going to start earning those points for team sales in January. Okay, and they're going to earn them every single month. So that gets them 76, and then the promotion points for promoting. So they're going to earn 76,000 points with this. You can move those numbers around. You can sell more, you could sell less, you could recruit more, you could recruit less. You just have to move the numbers around. And I'm going to share the spreadsheet that's going to do that for you. And it's going to tell you the grand total automatically. Okay, you're not even going to have to figure it out. So for example, let's say you're like, I'm all in, Lynn, I'm going to earn this trip. Tell me what I got to do and I'm going to do it. But in September, I'm not going to be able to sell 2,000. That's okay. We'll put your 1,000 here for September and we'll move that 1,000 over to another month, or we'll split it up among 2 months. It doesn't matter. And maybe you see that in October I sold $5,000. So I'm gonna be way ahead of the game for the other months. So you're gonna find as you go that you'll see your plan unfold even better. But we've got to start with this plan. Okay, I can't stress that enough, guys. Okay, we have to have a plan. The one below, she's earning right at 75,000 points. She's selling 43,000 instead of 46,000 during the earning period. And these are the numbers. These are how they map out. And I want you to remember that when I'm looking at this 2,000 right here for any month, that's 4 parties. That's just 4 parties. Okay. So that's not that much. That's 1 a week. If you did a little more, you could bump it up, and maybe you're gonna, you know, maybe Sarah's like, oh no, Lynn, I'm not doing that. Get those numbers off December, put those somewhere else, because I'm not waiting to the last minute. So if that's you, move them around, do whatever. But we are gonna have to sell. There's no way around that, but I know that we can do it, and I know people on our team are doing it. It's happening. Okay. So I want to know, are you going to be there with us? Is it your plan? Have you decided that, yes, I'm willing to put the work in. Yes, I'm willing to do what I need to do for the next 16 months so that I can be in Punta Cana, pack my bags, not pay a dime when I get there, and be ready to go. You've got lots of time. This is a long time. Okay. We've got lots of time to do it in. I want you to make your plan. You have to, guys, you have to make a plan now. I'm going to share this little tracker. There are trackers everywhere. There'll be a tracker on TOT, whatever. If you're visual, Megan was talking about the card that I sent her that she used as motivation. Maybe you could use this for motivation. Whatever you need, we're going to help you do it. It's not going to happen unless you have a clear plan. It won't. It will not happen. I don't want to break your heart, but I'm just going to tell you, if you don't plan to do it, you won't. If you say, maybe I'll see, I'll just see if it happens, it won't. I'm really sorry to tell you it won't. Okay. You can't run your business that way and earn a trip. Okay. We have to go all in, and we have to start now going all in. We can adjust our goals as we go along. You can. Life happens. If something happens and in December, I'm not going to be able to sell whatever I've committed to, take that money and move it around. That's the beauty of working hard right now, is I've got a long time to move that money around and play with it and figure out exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to earn it. And the biggest thing that both Megan and Sarah said, and I can't stress this enough, is that you cannot give up. And if you get in your head about not earning it, we're here for that. Okay. We're here to help you with that. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do in just a second, but you're not in this alone. And I don't want you to have that self-doubt creep in. I don't want you to self-sabotage yourself and not earn the trip, because I want you all there with me. Okay. I want all of you there with me. So because of that, we as a lineage are going to be starting a program here in the next few weeks to help you promote to director. Okay. This is called, it's going to be, is your next stop a director? Is that where you're heading? Are you ready to make that commitment? Are you ready to promote into leadership with 31? We're creating a group. Okay. This isn't a group for the faint of heart, and this isn't a group for somebody who thinks maybe they might want to do it. Okay. There's always a time to promote, and if it's not your time, it is okay. Okay. I'm not telling you have to be a leader. You don't. And I don't want you to tell me you are if you're not willing to do the work. Okay, so we're looking for people that are committed. We're looking for people that have the desire. We're looking for people who aren't going to stop. We're looking for people who are willing to be held accountable to what they say that their goals are. Okay, it's not my job to tell you your goals. You tell me, and I'm going to hold you to whatever your goals are. Okay, or your leader. So I've underlined in bold, one of the biggest things is you have to be a seller. You have to sell at least $1,000 a month. And guys, that's not going to earn you the trip. Okay. It won't. I guess maybe it could, but I'm just going to say it won't. Don't count on that. We need to sell $2,000 to $3,000 a month consistently in order to earn this trip. Okay. So I'm looking for people who are willing to do that. And I'm looking for people who are willing to learn. Maybe you're not quite there yet, but you're willing to learn. We want you to be a part of this group. So this is going to be a 6-week program that's going to be run by me in conjunction with our individual leadership. So your leaders know you better than I do. So they're going to decide if you get to be in the program or not. Okay, so if you are interested in being in this program, I want you to reach out to your upline leader. Okay, so I'll make a post and share every leader's name. If you don't know who your leader is, you can message me and I'll tell you. Okay, but our lineage is run by a bunch of little bitty groups. Okay, and I want you to go to your leader. Okay, we've got 800 or 900 consultants in this group. So it's better if we're broken into little smaller things. But I want you to message your upline leader and tell her you want to be a part of this program because we want you to be. But I've got to let you know, if you're not committed, you're not going to be allowed to be a part of it. Okay, and I'm going to give them permission to cut you loose if it's not the right time. Okay, if it's not the right time, it's okay. But I really want it to be the right time for all of you. But I want you to know sometimes it's not. Okay, so what questions do you have? And there is no silly questions at all about any of this that I can answer for you. Okay, please ask your question. If you're thinking it, somebody else is, and I would love for you to be brave enough to unmute yourself and ask. No questions?
So when you get to director
Yes.
and you're looking at your team volume,
Yes.
basically you're saying that your points count or your sales count twice for points?
Yes. Isn't that awesome? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So you sell 2,000, you have to have a minimum of 5,000 team volume to get any points. And if you do, your 2,000 counts towards that 5,000. Yep. Super deal. That's why it's so great to be a director and above for this trip. It's easier to earn if you're a director or above because you've got those extra points. It's not easy. So I'm not going to tell anybody it's easy. It doesn't matter. It's still hard, but it's easier. What else? That was a great question, Laura. Somebody's unmuted. Do you want to ask me a question? Ask away. I want to hear from you.
I guess I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we have to get PICAs in order to get promoted to director?
That's a great question. Yes.
Okay.
To promote to a director, let me explain how to do that because that's a great call out. I didn't tell you how to do that. To promote to director, you need 4 PICAs. 4.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Yep. Very good question. Thank you for asking that. I should have clarified that. What else? What other questions? Somebody's unmuting and not talking. Don't be scared. Ask your question. Any more questions? I'm very, very excited. I want you all to look at the pictures that I posted. I hope you can see the fun that we're going to have on this trip. I want you to be there with us. Reach out to your director if you're interested in being in that 6-week program. We'll have another one next year, so it doesn't have to be immediate. So if it's got to be the right time, okay, don't commit unless you're really all in. But we're going to do one here in a few weeks, and we would love for you to be a part of it. And you don't know who your director is, message me, and I will tell you, okay? Thank you all very much for being on here. I hope you have found it very helpful, and there were about 35 or 36 of you all. I would love for you all to be with me in Punta Cana, okay? All right, guys, I will talk to you later.